Hello everyone, and welcome to a brief overview of the fighting units in the virtual future era of Forge of Empires. I've only been in this age for about a week and a half, but luckily there are only 5 main units, as opposed to the Oceanic future, where we had multiple units for each type of fighting class. First, the Warrior Monk has a range of 1, so a melee unit, but a movement speed of 40. It has attack bonuses on rocks and in forests, and against ranged units and artillery units. It has defense bonuses in forests, and then also against ranged and artillery units. It has 2 skills. The first is called Heat, which reduces the attack of the target enemy unit by 50%, which is great as a defensive measure. And then the second skill is Dug In, which means it gains defense bonus if the attacker is more than 2 spaces away, which is again another defensive bonus. Next is the heavy unit, the Ronin bot. It has a range of 12 and a movement speed of 15. It has attack and defense bonuses on hills and against fast and ranged units. It only has 1 skill, but it's a very strong skill called Force Field, which absorbs damage by 2 points, up to a minimum of 1 point damage. The artillery unit is the Rocket Troop. It has a range of 24 and a movement speed of 12. It has attack bonuses on plains, and defense and attack bonuses on hills versus light units and versus heavy units. It has a great skill called Mortar, which means that its shot also causes 50% damage to the units within a 2-tile range around the unit, which is a pretty large area. The ranged unit is called the Ninja. It has a range of 8, movement speed of 20. It has attack bonuses on rocks and in forests, a defense bonus in swamps, and attack and defense bonuses against light units and artillery units. The final main unit is the light unit, the Augmented Samurai. It has a range of 1, so also a melee unit, and a movement speed of 30. It has attack bonuses on plains, defense bonuses on rocks, and attack and defense bonuses versus heavy units and fast units. It has 2 skills, the first being reactive armor, meaning that it cannot take more than 4 damage per attack. No matter how strong the enemy unit is, this unit will only take 4 damage total. It also has the skill Contact, which is great because it means that it always retaliates against an attack. And since it only takes 4 damage, since it has 10 damage points total, you're always going to retaliate at least twice. The last unit is one that we've seen through every era because it's available in every era. It is called the Champion, and for the virtual future it is a heavy unit. It has a range of 10, a movement speed of 22, it has attack and defense bonuses on plains, and versus fast and ranged units. Its 2 skills always stay the same, the first being Chivalry, which means it gains a bonus to attack and defense when it is the only unit with Chivalry in your army. This just means that you should only have 1 champion in your fighting army. The second skill is called Call of Duty. It grants an attack and defense bonus to all friendly units when this unit is killed. Of course, it's only applicable once, which further drives the point that you should only have 1 champion in your attacking army. But this may cause you to sacrifice the champion in order to give the rest of your units a boost for that battle. The one thing I'd like to point out is that there are not any flying units in the virtual future, which means that you're free to use your artillery units whenever you'd like. This is probably the best option because, as I mentioned, your artillery units hit multiple enemy units with each attack. That being said, while fighting with my rocket troops over the past week, and fighting against other flying units from different ages, I noticed that even if the enemy army did have flying units, I was still sometimes able to defeat them. This is because although I can't attack the flying unit directly, the extra damage does affect them. So if there are enough land units surrounding them, they can be taken down. Let's test out some units now in the actual battle. I forgot to mention the two skills of the ninja, the first being that they can hide in the forest, and the second being that they have rapid deployment, which we've seen before with types of units like the paratrooper. It means that they start the battle in a random field on the map, and it acts before any other unit, even the fast unit. I'm going to focus on attacking the rocket troops just because they're so strong. So now with my rocket troop, I'm going to attack this group of units and hit more than one of them because of its special skill. In this next battle, there are even more rocket troops, so I'll try to spread out my army as a defensive maneuver. So far I'm doing fairly well. I haven't lost any units yet, which is good. As you can see, I've spread out my units so that the multiple area of attack from the rocket troop doesn't matter anymore. And that's it. Pretty easy battle. We've used all the skills that we needed to, and we can move on to the next one. That's the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would want to see more, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. And as always, keep on jamming.